I get lot of requests from lot many mothers on my social media, on Insta handle, asking me what are the tips. Can you please give us the tips, like what mothers should do, what mothers should not do, the do's and don'ts only for the mothers. So can you please give us some tips? So here, this my today's session is only for the mothers, and these tips that I'm giving you, it is out of experience, my personal experience as a mother, or as a therapist, as a coaching trainer, or as a counselor. So this is only for you mothers. So my very first tip to all the mothers there is that you can discipline your child without hitting them, without scolding, without getting angry, without yelling or screaming at them, without having them any guilt trip, without any shaming them, without any fear or without any threat. So without any of these negative strategies, yes, you can discipline your child. Please see my positive parenting tips and positive parenting other videos, and you'll get the idea. The discipline can be taught, consistency can be taught, hard work can be taught to them. The kind of child that you want, everything can be taught. And yes, it can be taught without threatening, without any guilt tripping, shame, or any kind of fear, or any kind of hitting or scolding them at all. Yes, this is possible. In so today's session, let's begin that what are all those tips. Before we actually start the session, is for all the mothers to understand that there is no perfect parenting, there is no perfect mothering. Please do not try to be a perfect mother. You cannot be a perfect mother, because perfect human being, perfect mother, or perfect child, it just does not exist. We keep on progressing, we keep on improving ourselves. Do as much as you can, and you're doing perfectly fine. You're doing a great job raising your child, and it is not an easy task. It is the most difficult task of this world, and hats off to you that you're doing a great job already. So please do not try to become that perfect mother. Instead, just keep on trying to improve little by little every day. There would be days when you'll be very tired, you'll be frustrated, you'll be angry because of your workplace, because you might have had a fight with your friend or husband or mother-in-law. Something would have happened for sure. So please do not try that all the things that I have told in positive parenting in my sessions. You have to go with it word by word, or point by point. It is just not possible. Each day we can just try to better ourselves, improvise ourselves, and imply whatever I am teaching you in my sessions. The mothers there is that please do not sacrifice your whole life for your child. It is a great blessing that you have a child, and we love our children very, very much. Don't make them as your project. Don't start doing things or focus too much on your child. It is unnecessarily putting on the pressure on your child. You are educated, you have done you have done your master's, PhD or something, you have got a degree, you have your own life. Lead your life with full happiness, fulfillment and satisfaction. It is important that you lead your life successfully and beautifully. Only then a child will see and also start leading their life beautifully and successfully. It is not important. You are not their God. You are not going to manage each and every single thing of your child. Let them do the way they are doing, and do not sacrifice your career for it. There is nothing wrong in doing things for your child. Every mother wants to do a lot of things for your child. You want to give them best of the food, best of the classes, best of extracurricular, best of school. So you have to put a lot of money, time, energy, lot of your time goes in the child, and that is true. We understand that somewhere you have to sacrifice and you have to focus on the child. It is absolutely fine. If you want to do that, it is perfectly fine. But what I'm saying is that if you leave if you lose your individuality, if you lose your own self in the process of raising a child, then it is not the right thing to do. Because it is you as an individual. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your health, your journey, your wishes and fulfillments as well. And child is not the only thing that you focus your energy onto completely. It is very important that we give them a huge part of an energy, our focus, our attention. But at the same time, it is also very important that you continue with your hobbies, your career, what you like. You need to just balance it in a right way, but do not sacrifice everything and anything that comes your way. So your child does not need their mother alone. They need a happy mother. And it is very important that they see a happy mother, and mother can only be happy when she is doing things for herself, something that, proves her individuality, something that proves their self-worth, and she's doing something productive. So when you are into your career, into your hobbies, and keeping yourself happy, the child will also be happy. But if you're frustrated because you have left your career, you're not doing anything for yourself, things that gives you happiness, if you're not partying around, not socializing, anything that gives you happiness, you're not doing all those things because of your child, at some point of time it is going to get saturated. And when that gets saturated, you start becoming grumpy, irritated and frustrated from inside, thinking that I'm doing everything for my child. You're happy in that. But a child is not getting a happy mother. He is getting a grumpy and a irritated mother. So the child also does not become a happy child. Happens is most of the times, in many cases, many mothers come to me for counseling sessions, and what I have seen is that when the child is very, very small, they are completely dependent onto you. Emotional needs, physical needs, mental needs and other needs, all kind of needs they meet from the mother. So mother has to give their full energy to the child. She does a lot for the child, and that is definitely needed. During that time, maybe her career gets a setback, or maybe she's not able to follow her hobbies. But don't leave it. Keep doing little by little each day. Continue with what you really enjoy. Because as the child grows, remember one thing, one day the child is going to become independent. They do not need physically. They don't want you to take them to the washroom. They don't want you to feed them. They don't want you to, they have their friends to discuss things with them. They have father, they have other people as well. So their needs are being met by the society, is being met by themselves as well. So maybe they don't need you as that much. So what happens is, initially when you don't follow your hobbies or follow your career, over a certain period of time, when you are completely alone, your child grows and becomes independent. They might leave the nest and fly away like a bird, and that day you might feel all empty and left all alone, not doing anything. So that time, many women who come to me, they come up with the depression or feeling of loneliness, that we have nothing to do, we have no hobby, we have no career, what to do? So that is why I say from the very beginning, do not sacrifice your own self completely. Keep doing things slowly each day for yourself as well, and stay in touch with your hobbies as well as your career. So when the child grows up, he needs less of you. You can focus little more on your career as well as your hobbies. Sometimes whatever you have suffered as a child, or whatever you have gone through in your childhood, the same thing you are carrying forward to your own children. So for example, if your mother used to scold you or hit you a lot, the same thing you might do to your children, that you feel it is absolutely normal to hit and scold the children. If your mother was very patient and she has always listened to you, she always connected well with you, the same thing looks normal to you, and you become, as a child, whatever you have gone through, you become the same as a parent. You want to give the same thing to your children. You are also very connecting, you are also very trustworthy, and you connect very well with your children. So whatever you have done or whatever you have gone through as a child, same thing you carry on as a parent, and you carry on towards your children as well. So this is a pattern that is carried forward. Sometimes what happens is, things that have not gone well in your childhood, sometimes as mothers we want to do completely the opposite. For example, if your childhood was not safe, or you have gone through some trauma or some unsafe situations were there, on the other hand, you become very, very protective. You don't want your child to become like that, or you don't want your child to suffer in the similar situation. So you become completely the opposite in those scenarios. Whatever childhood you had, that always has an impact on the parenting style that you have. So if you are aware, if you are consciously aware of this fact, it is definitely you are going to either change or keep it same or alter your parenting style. So if you just need to be aware that what was my childhood and is it impacting my parenting style or no. So if in any negative way it is impacting, you can always change that style of yours. Remember one thing, that you are not the only parent, your spouse is also there. So if your childhood things, your childhood journey has any impact on your parenting style, your husband's childhood journey also has an effect on his parenting style. So quite possible that your husband has a different parenting style and you have a different parenting style, because you both are coming from a very different childhood backgrounds, very different, maybe altogether different family backgrounds, of course. So when you both have different parenting style, sometimes it is possible that you might get into conflicts because of the parenting style. And when you start having a lot of conflicts considering the parenting style, it can has a very bad impact on the child. So please make sure, be very mindful and conscious that you're not fighting or getting into conflicts. Try to get a middle path somewhere, try to sort it out and get a middle path that you both agree on to as a parent, so that it does not has any negative impact on the child. Remember one thing as a parent, that your child is not going to stay the same way for the rest of their lives. So we think, oh my god, my child is very naughty. It's okay if they are naughty. It's not necessarily that they will show the naughtiness even after 20, when they turn 20 years of age. Or if they're very fussy and you feel very upset about it, that my child is such a fussy eater, she doesn't eat anything at all, and you keep cribbing over, whining over the same fact again and again. Please remember that this might not be the case for the rest of their lives. They might not stay fussy for the rest of their lives. Child keeps changing after every 3 to 4 years. Their taste change, their behavior change, their development change. There are a lot many environmental, genetic and other factors that are there that keeps changing the child's personality and traits. So a fussy child is not going to stay fussy, a naughty child is not going to stay naughty, or maybe a child who is not hardworking is not going to stay non-hardworking for the rest of their life. They might change, and they do change over a period of time. So you just need to be patient, because every age, every phase of their childhood brings in different kind of challenges, and you should be prepared with those kind of challenges. So whatever problems you are having today, please don't feel very upset about it. Don't make it a very big deal about it. These are small challenges. It's absolutely okay. One day you will, these things will get over. Your child is gradually going to change, and the challenges maybe you're facing today, these challenges you might not face later on. So you have to just accept the fact that children change, their personality change. They are not going to stay the same forever and ever. They grow, they develop and they change. So it is okay to let go some of the small things and be relaxed as a parent. Now, whatever parenting tips I am giving, these parenting tips keep changing from child to child and also from age to age. Very important. Whatever tips that I am giving to you, maybe that is applicable for a 5-year-old. Maybe that is not applicable for a 10-year-old or 15-year-old child. So with every age, every phase of their life, the parenting style also needs to change. You change your parenting style because challenges differ. Same way the parenting style also differs. So whatever I'm telling you today might not be applicable to the same mother who is of mother of a 15-year-old. Maybe it is applicable more to a 5 or 7-year-old child. So it depends from phase to phase of the child. Keep changing the style of your parenting, because parenting will never stop. You are going to stay parent throughout your life. If your child is today 5-year-old, he is also going to turn 50 years one day. So after 50 years, you cannot keep the same parenting style. So it is very important that your parenting style keeps changing from time to time as your child grows. So accordingly, you make the adjustment in your parenting styles. Another important thing is that you might have conflicts with your husband, with your in-laws. So there might be some conflicts, and when you are very upset, you might bring in the child in those conflicts. So please never ever bring your child or make the child part of that conflict. Like for example, many mothers, they do that when they're having a fight with their with her husband, or with they have problems with their in-laws, they start sharing these problems with their child. They think that this child is my support, he is or she is in my team, so we are as a team, they will understand my, as their mother's problem. So what happens is, it is your experience, it is your relationship and chemistry that is not working well with the husband or the in-laws. It is not the child's personal experience with their grandparents and with the husband. So what happens when you are bringing in all the negativity, when you're telling all these things to your child, sharing all these things with your child also becomes against their father or their grandparents. So we don't want them that to happen, because you might feel that you're getting support of your child, you might feel relaxed about it, but somewhere inside your child, he is having a lot of turbulence, lot of conflicts inside, emotional conflicts inside their mind and their hearts. So that thing should not happen. So don't make child a part of these problems. If you want to share, if you want to be relaxed about it, you can always go to a therapist or a counselor, or to a friend, or somebody at workplace, anybody whom you feels confide in. You can just talk to them and share your things, but don't bring your child in the family matters, or don't bring your child into the family conflicts. And even if you feel that you bring in the child into your conflict of your marriage or family conflicts, and the child is able to somehow solve it, even if he or she is able to solve it, it is going to be very, very toxic for the child and toxic for their growth and development. So please don't bring child into that. Many a times we also see that some mothers, they try to be modern, saying that I am my child's friend. So they want to befriend their child. See, it depends on your child is of what age and how much friendliness you are going to show with your child. Being a friend is something, but being a friend and sharing all your adult problems with them is altogether very different. See, you have your age is completely different. You should have your own set of friends. Their age is completely different. It is important that they should have friends of their age. Okay, if you are, being friendly with them, being friendly is one thing. But if you start behaving in the same manner as your child is, or you start making the child behave in the same manner, or expect them to behave in the same manner as your friend, it is not at all right. It is very, very wrong, because whatever things that you're sharing with them as a friend, they are not able to process this. You tell your child your problems about your husband problems, in-laws problems, workplace problems, and so on, saying that my child is my friend, I can share everything with my child. But when you're sharing everything with the child is not able to process that much of negativity or process those kind of problems. It becomes very toxic for them. So it is okay to be friendly with them, but at the same time, it is important to remember that you are a mother, you are a parent, and they are your child. So you cannot mix that parent-child relationship with a friendship. In many cases, I've also seen that mothers start inculcating their own fear into the child. So for example, if I am a mother and I am very scared of the dog, maybe the dog has bitten me during my childhood, or something has happened, bad experience. So if I am scared of dog, I will also start telling the child, stay away from the dog. No, dogs are not good. They can bite, they can be very ferocious, and so on. So whatever my fear is, I start inculcating the same fear, pass on the fear to the child as well. Or maybe if the mother has gone through some kind of a harassment or sexual assault during the childhood, and she has that trauma, so she starts passing on the same to her daughter. Maybe she starts saying that you stay away from men, all men are bad, men are not good, don't talk to them, don't make them friends, and so on. So this is very wrong, that whatever problems or whatever things that you have gone through, you're passing on your fear to your child, making them alert, making them aware of the facts. It is absolutely fine, but don't pass on your fears into the child. So all this can lead to fear and anxieties in the children unnecessarily, because it is not their own personal experiences. They have not gone through any such of the things, and this fear just has been passed on from you to them. So please do not do this, because unnecessarily it is creating a lot of anxiety and stress in children. And the last and the most important thing is that we always tell our children, or we always think that we'll not compare our children with the other children, or we tell children that I'm not going to compare you with the other children, or children have the same expectation. It is not just the children that we should not compare, it is also the mothers that we should not compare with. We should not compare ourselves with the other mothers. Oh, that mother is so patient, she's so nice. This mother, she always takes her daughter or son to, a park, or they go out on a vacation together, they go out for an outing together. This mother is so nice, she is always playing with her children. So stop comparing your parenting or your motherhood with the other mothers. Don't compare. No two mothers, no two human beings are same, no two mothers, no two parenting styles are same. The mothers, so if you will keep comparing yourself with other mothers, you're likely to get depressed over the fact, and you're likely to feel very, very sad about it, because you're constantly comparing yourself with the other mothers. So please don't do that. Because the research says that whatever is the mental health of the mother, that has a great impact on the child. So if your mental health is not fit, if your mental health is suffering, you are constantly comparing, you are sad, you are depressed, you are having anxiety or insecurities, it is likely to impact the child as well. So there is no point in passing on these negativity to the child. Instead, you need to keep your own mental health absolutely fine. So don't compare yourself with others. You keep yourself fit. You can compare yourself with your own self, that I need to improve myself each day. I need to progress as a parent, and not with the others. The comparison should not be with the others. So I hope you liked my video on parenting tips and motherhood, and if you have anything to share with me, please write in the comments below, and do subscribe to my channel for more parenting tips and more of psychology. I talk about parenting, I talk about relationships, and I talk about individual psychology as well, about love and relationships as well. So if you like my videos, please do subscribe, and do let me know what you have to share, your experiences. I would love to see your experiences as well.